They say Hollywood never sleeps. But at the Roosevelt Hotel, it's not just the city that stays awake. It's the dead. Standing tall on Hollywood Boulevard since 1927, the Roosevelt Hotel has hosted legends, scandals, and tragedies. Its Spanish colonial revival elegance hides a darker truth. This place remembers everyone who's ever stayed, and some refuse to leave. Marilyn Monroe once called it home. Suite 1200, they say, was her favorite, where she posed in front of the ornate mirror in the hallway. But decades after her death, guests still report seeing a blonde woman in white standing in that same mirror, brushing her hair, only to vanish when approached. One maid refused to clean the suite after she saw the reflection smile back at her when no one was in the room. She quit on the spot. But Marilyn is only the beginning. The 9th floor is said to be cursed. Guests hear footsteps pacing endlessly above their rooms, even though they're on the top floor. Some report knocking from inside their closets. One man opened his to find a bellhop staring at him silently, dressed in 1930s uniform. He blinked, and the man was gone. Only the faint smell of tobacco lingered in the air. In room 928, a woman once took her own life. Now, the TV turns on by itself at 3:33 a.m. every night, always playing static. Phones ring with no caller, and a cold draft settles across the bed, like someone has just laid down beside you. A couple staying there claimed they both dreamed of drowning, only to wake up gasping. The room filled with the overwhelming scent of roses, the same scent found at the funeral parlor she was buried in. The ballroom is another story altogether. At night, the chandeliers sway gently though the air is still. The piano sometimes plays itself, a slow, mournful tune no one recognizes. Staff have spotted a man in a tuxedo dancing alone, his feet gliding over the marble floor. When they approach, the room empties, and they're left with a deep chill and the sense that someone is watching from the shadows. And then there are the children. Guests have reported the sounds of laughter and running in the hallways when no children were booked at the hotel. One woman staying alone said she woke to find a small boy at the foot of her bed, holding an old-fashioned teddy bear. He simply said, "It's not your room," and disappeared. She checked out before dawn. A former night manager told a chilling story of walking past the elevators at 2 a.m. and seeing every floor button glowing red. The elevator doors opened to an empty shaft. No car, no cables, just a void. Seconds later, the lights went out. When they came back on, the lobby was filled with the echoes of whispers in dozens of voices, all murmuring his name. There's also a woman seen wandering the upper floors, dressed in black with a lace veil over her face. Some believe she's a grieving spirit from the 1930s, searching for her lover who died during a film shoot nearby. Those who've seen her say she's silent, until you meet her eyes. Then, she screams. Not a human scream, but something inhuman, sharp enough to make your ears ring and your vision blur. Even the most skeptical guests leave the Roosevelt uneasy. Phones die, lights flicker, shadows linger too long. People feel watched, always watched, because the Roosevelt Hotel doesn't just house memories, it traps them. So if you ever stay there, and you hear someone knocking at your door in the dead of night, don't answer. It might be one of the forgotten guests, and if you open the door, they might not let you leave.